Greetings, every people. This is your cult of personality here, ToonKriticY2K's, and Toon's the name of my game. Now, I bet some people find this hard to believe that before Iron Man was my favorite superhero of all time, the first superhero I really felt I connected to was Spider-Man. Right now, everyone's all hyped up and cannot wait to see Spider-Man Homecoming to see how Tom Holland will do in the starring role. His performance in Civil War was certainly charming and left enough for people to want more. But as much as I hear everyone talk about the new movie, a common thing I hear is, "Oh boy, I hope it'll be better than the last Spider-Man." Really? Well, from what I remember, Mark Webb's interpretation of Spider-Man I think deserves a little bit more credit. The Amazing Spider-Man came out in 2012 after Sony decided to reboot the series after whatever happened in Spider-Man 3, and stars Andrew Garfield, Emma Stone, Ricey Fans, and Dennis Leary. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I love Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man in this. He's witty, he's more accustomed to the role of Spider-Man, and I think what many casual people would expect of the guy. He seems to be a little bit of a better fit than Tobey Maguire, and that's just me, because I do respect Tobey Maguire's performance in the original Spider-Man series. He does great, there's no challenging or disputing that, but I think Andrew Garfield does it a little bit better from what we see of him in the school setting and the adorable, socially awkward setting. He's a goofy, nerdy kid in this high school, even though he totally looks like he should be in college by now. And yeah, it's honestly a little bit more believable here. But I'm not gonna lie, the suit, it's a thing. It's not bad, but it's not great. I mean, the one right thing that the second movie did was improve the suit a little bit, but that's not really saying much. I do kind of like how they poke fun at it, just like spandex, everything's spandex. Hey, at least they recognize this by now. Now, one thing I don't like about superhero movies nowadays is that they try to make things more gritty and reality-based. Superheroes are real, let's have it more down to earth, and let's not go over the top. But guys, it's Spider-Man, so you have to kind of go a little bit over the top. Now, when they show off Oscorp and they show how the web shooters develop and the costume develops, I like it here than in the other three movies because I feel like this one is a little bit more hands-on. The web shooters especially, because in the first movie, he just kind of stuck out his hand and bam, they came from his wrist. But no, he actually has technology on his side. That's a little bit closer to the comic books. And I have to say, this movie follows the comics a little bit closer than the first few Spider-Man movies did. But they took some liberties here and there. I do like that it's a little gritted down, and I actually kind of like how he gets the inspiration from the suit by looking at the luchador. It's kind of a nice callback to the first few movies when he falls in through the roof and ends up in a luchador ring, and he's like, and this is how it works. You show it gradually, you show it to be believable. So, the way that I see it, I think this movie did a little bit better showing the development than the past few movies. Probably, though, my favorite thing from the Amazing Spider-Man movies, Gwen Stacy. Oh, man, is she like one of the best characters in this movie. Emma Stone? Perfect choice for her character. She is strong, she is independent, she gets stuff done. They don't portray her like they did for, Mary Jane in the last few movies, because as I can tell you right now, Mary Jane was one of the worst things in those Spider-Man movies. This is a complete 180 and turnaround. They don't force the romance. In fact, this is a much more better, believable romance. You want to see these two get together. You ship them like crazy. It's adorable, and it's believable at the same time, too. I think that also you have Dennis Leary as the dad, which adds all sorts of more depth to not just Emma Stone's character, but also the dad character too. So you add both of those, and it makes the romance and relationship in the end a lot more convincing, especially what they do in the second movie. But I'll get to the second movie some other time. Oh yeah, there was one other important thing. Oh, what was it? Let me think. Oh yeah, she actually helps Spider-Man. She doesn't sit around. She isn't a damsel in distress. She actually helps Spider-Man and saves the city along with him as an important, crucial character. Gotta give her props for that, honestly. Now with the Spider-Man series, there are a ton of Spider-Man villains to go with. And when we got the Lizard, well, it's not a bad choice. It's something interesting because we've already gotten all the big ones in the past few movies, so let's see if we can make a lesser known Spider-Man villain look more convincing. And you did. You can't really call the Lizard a villain, but at the same time, while he is an interesting character, he feels more like the table scraps of what they did with Doc Ock and Spider-Man 2. It's a good setup right off the bat, however, I feel like we don't delve enough into his character. Oh sure, we have the video diaries and we give him some pretty good, reasonings behind it, but maybe it's just me. I felt like we didn't dive further enough into it to really appreciate his character. I do appreciate his character, but I don't feel a lot of others will. So what makes this movie the not-so-amazing Spider-Man? Well, I think I can narrow it down to one point. It was because it was rebooted so quickly. We only had a few years to adjust after what happened in Spider-Man 3, and a lot of people were still connected to the Tobey Maguire movies, so they didn't give this movie a chance. I guess this movie really didn't click with audiences. I'm watching this movie now, and I'm not gonna compare it to the Tobey Maguire movies. I think it stands up just fine on its own. I think, in fact, it's sort of like the other half to Spider-Man. You have two different sides being played here, so if you watch both of them, you sort of get a complete experience. Now, I'm not gonna say that Amazing Spider-Man is better than the first three Spider-Man movies. I think it's just fine on its own. However, I think you should be the judge for yourself. If you're a Spider-Man fan, definitely take a look at this. I don't think you'll be disappointed. So go ahead and put down your thoughts in the comments below on The Amazing Spider-Man. Did you like it, hate it, or did you not care for it? I'm curious to see. And go and take a look at Cartoon's video on The Amazing Spider-Man 2. Consider this the first in a series of duo reviews between us. With that being said, I'm the Toon Critic, keeping you totally tuned for your entertainment. Thanks for watching, and stay awesome.